The emergence of BRICS, an acronym for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has represented a significant shift in the global economic and geopolitical landscape. These countries, united by their rapid economic growth and considerable political influence, have sought to create a multipolar world order. Conversely, NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, predominantly composed of Western nations, has long been a cornerstone of Western military and economic dominance. Recent discussions around BRICS potentially ceasing trade with NATO members raise profound questions about the future of global alliances, economic dependencies, and the potential for Western decline. This analytical exploration delves into the feasibility, implications, and broader consequences of such a move, examining it from various angles. BRICS was formally institutionalized in 2009 during a summit in Yekaterinburg, Russia. Initially composed of Brazil, Russia, India, and China, South Africa joined in 2010, adding a crucial dimension to the group's influence in Africa. The primary objectives of BRICS have included promoting peace, security, and development in emerging economies, and creating a platform for cooperation among its member states. This coalition sought to challenge the dominance of Western financial institutions like the IMF and the World Bank, advocating for more inclusive and representative global economic governance. Over the past 2 decades, BRICS countries have experienced significant economic growth, contributing a substantial share to the global GDP. China's rapid industrialization, India's technological and service sector expansion, Brazil's resource-rich economy, Russia's energy exports, and South Africa's strategic minerals have collectively underscored their economic prowess. This growth has translated into increasing political influence, enabling BRICS to push for reforms in international institutions and greater representation in global decision-making forums. Geopolitically, BRICS nations have sought to counterbalance Western influence. Russia and China, in particular, have been vocal about reducing dependency on the US dollar and creating alternative financial systems. The new development bank, established by BRICS, aims to fund infrastructure and sustainable development projects, offering an alternative to Western-dominated financial institutions. This geopolitical stance has been further reinforced by mutual support on issues like climate change, terrorism, and global trade policies. NATO historical overview and current role. NATO was established in 1949, primarily as a military alliance to counter the Soviet Union's influence in Europe. Its founding principles were based on collective defense, political solidarity, and military cooperation among its member states. Over the decades, NATO has evolved to address various global security challenges, including terrorism, cyber threats, and regional conflicts. Economic interdependence and military cooperation. NATO members, largely Western nations, share deep economic ties and military cooperation. The transatlantic trade relationship between the United States and the European Union forms one of the world's largest economic blocs. Military collaboration, joint exercises, and defense procurement further solidify NATO's cohesive stance. This interdependence extends to technological innovation, intelligence sharing, and geopolitical strategy. Expansion and adaptation. NATO's expansion post-Cold War included several former Eastern Bloc countries, reflecting its adaptability and strategic repositioning. The inclusion of new members and partnerships with non-member states through programs like Partnership for Peace has broadened NATO's influence. However, this expansion has also led to tensions with Russia, contributing to the complex geopolitical landscape in regions like Eastern Europe and the Baltics. Potential cessation of trade feasibility and implications. Economic interdependencies. The trade interdependencies between BRICS and NATO countries are significant. For instance, China and the European Union are each other's largest trading partners. The United States is a major market for Indian IT services, while Russia's energy exports to Europe are critical for the latter's energy security. These economic ties encompass a vast array of goods and services, from raw materials and manufactured goods to technology and financial services. Strategic considerations. A cessation of trade between BRICS and NATO would signify a profound geopolitical realignment. This move could consolidate BRICS' efforts to establish a parallel economic and political order, reducing Western influence. However, it could also lead to regional instabilities, as countries within each bloc navigate the new geopolitical landscape. Reduced economic ties could have direct implications for defense and security. NATO's ability to project power and maintain its defense posture could be challenged by reduced access to critical resources and technologies. Conversely, BRICS nations might enhance their defense collaborations, leading to a more pronounced global military bifurcation. Economic impact analysis. In the short term, the cessation of trade would likely cause significant economic disruptions. Industries dependent on specific markets or supply chains would face immediate challenges, potentially leading to job losses, inflation, and economic contraction. Stock markets might react negatively to increased uncertainty, and global financial stability could be threatened. In the long term, economies would likely adapt by seeking new markets, forging new alliances, and reconfiguring supply chains. BRICS countries might deepen trade relationships with non-NATO countries, enhancing South-South cooperation. NATO members might accelerate efforts to diversify their economic partnerships, reduce dependency on BRICS resources, and innovate domestically. Broader implications. Western decline, economic shifts, rise of alternative economic models. BRICS' collective effort to establish alternative financial systems, such as the New Development Bank and the Contingent Reserve Arrangement, could gain momentum. These institutions offer emerging economies options outside of Western-dominated financial systems, potentially reducing the influence of institutions like the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. The success of these alternatives would hinge on their ability to provide comparable levels of stability, support, and confidence. Technological and innovation leadership. Western dominance in technology and innovation has been a cornerstone of its economic power. A decoupling from BRICS could accelerate efforts within BRICS to develop indigenous technologies and reduce reliance on Western innovations. This could lead to a more multipolar technological landscape, with multiple hubs of innovation. Political and military repercussions. Shifts in global power dynamics. A sustained decoupling would likely accelerate the shift towards a multipolar world. BRICS nations, particularly China and India, would play increasingly prominent roles in global governance. This shift could lead to changes in the international order, including reforms in institutions like the United Nations, where BRICS have long advocated for greater representation. Military realignments. Military alliances and strategies would also be impacted. NATO might need to re-evaluate its strategic priorities, focusing more on internal cohesion and strengthening partnerships with non-BRICS countries. BRICS could enhance military cooperation, conducting joint exercises, sharing intelligence, and developing joint defense technologies. Cultural and societal changes. Soft power dynamics. Western countries have traditionally exerted significant soft power through cultural exports, education, and media. A decoupling might lead BRICS nations to invest more in their cultural diplomacy, promoting their cultural products and narratives globally. This could lead to a more diverse global cultural landscape with multiple centers of influence. Societal impacts. At the societal level, reduced interactions between BRICS and NATO populations could lead to increased nationalism and reduced cross-cultural understanding. Exchange programs, tourism, and international collaborations in science and education might be adversely affected, leading to a more fragmented global society. Case studies and comparative analysis. Historical precedents. Cold War era. The Cold War provides a historical precedent for a bifurcated global order. During this period, the world was divided into two ideological blocs, each with its economic and military alliances. While the Cold War context was different, the experience of managing a divided world can offer insights into the potential challenges and strategies for navigating a BRICS-NATO decoupling. Sanctions and trade embargoes. Past instances of sanctions and trade embargoes, such as those imposed on Iran or Cuba, highlight the economic and social impacts of disrupted trade. These cases illustrate the resilience and adaptability of economies under pressure, as well as the potential for unintended consequences and humanitarian impacts. Comparative analysis. EU-Russia relations. The relationship between the European Union and Russia, particularly in the context of energy trade, offers a contemporary example of complex interdependencies. Despite political tensions and sanctions, economic necessities have often led to pragmatic engagements. This case underscores the challenges of completely severing economic ties in a globalized world. US-China trade relations. The US-China trade relationship, characterized by both cooperation and competition, provides another relevant comparison. Trade wars and tariffs have highlighted the interconnectedness of their economies and the global ramifications of their bilateral tensions. This dynamic reflects the broader challenges and potential consequences of a BRICS-NATO decoupling. Strategic pathways forward. Diplomatic engagement. Multilateral dialogues. To avoid the severe repercussions of a complete decoupling, enhanced diplomatic engagement is crucial. Multilateral dialogues involving BRICS, NATO, and other global stakeholders could help address underlying tensions and explore cooperative solutions. Forums like the G20 could play a pivotal role in facilitating such discussions. Conflict resolution mechanisms. Developing robust conflict resolution mechanisms within and between these blocs can help manage disputes and prevent escalations. This might involve creating new frameworks or strengthening existing ones, such as the United Nations peacekeeping and mediation efforts. Economic and technological strategies. Diversification and resilience. Both BRICS and NATO countries can benefit from diversifying their economic relationships and building more resilient supply chains. This could involve expanding trade partnerships. Nations should seek to broaden their trade networks beyond traditional partners. For BRICS, this might mean deepening economic ties with Africa, Latin America, and Southeast Asia. For NATO members, it could involve strengthening economic relations with other non-BRICS emerging economies and regional groups like ASEAN. Investing in domestic capabilities. To reduce dependency on external supplies, countries could invest in domestic manufacturing, technological innovation, and critical industries such as semiconductors, pharmaceuticals, and renewable energy. Strengthening regional trade agreements. Regional trade agreements, such as the African Continental Free Trade Area or the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, can provide alternative markets and foster economic resilience. Technological collaboration and innovation. To maintain competitive advantages and drive future growth, countries must prioritize technological collaboration and innovation. Joint research and development initiatives. Establishing multinational research and development projects can spur innovation and technological advancements. These collaborations could focus on areas like artificial intelligence, clean energy, and biotechnology. Innovation ecosystems. Creating vibrant innovation ecosystems that bring together government, academia, and the private sector can enhance technological progress. Policies to support startups, protect intellectual property, and facilitate technology transfer are critical. Digital infrastructure. Investing in digital infrastructure, including broadband connectivity and cybersecurity, is essential for future economic growth and resilience. Public-private partnerships can play a vital role in developing these infrastructures. Political and military strategies, enhancing alliances and partnerships. NATO and BRICS should focus on strengthening their respective alliances and exploring new partnerships, deepening strategic partnerships. NATO could enhance its partnerships with non-member states through programs like Partnership for Peace. BRICS, on the other hand, could strengthen ties with regional organizations like the Shanghai Cooperation Organization and the Eurasian Economic Union. Military cooperation and interoperability. Enhanced military cooperation, including joint exercises, intelligence sharing, and interoperability initiatives, can improve defense capabilities. This would also involve coordinated efforts in emerging domains such as space and cyber warfare. Conflict prevention and crisis management. Developing effective conflict prevention and crisis management mechanisms is crucial. This could involve confidence-building measures, arms control agreements, and regular diplomatic engagements to address and mitigate potential flashpoints. Socio-cultural strategies. Promoting cultural diplomacy. Cultural diplomacy can play a significant role in fostering mutual understanding and reducing tensions. Cultural exchange programs. Expanding cultural exchange programs can help build bridges between populations, fostering mutual understanding and appreciation. These programs can include student exchanges, cultural festivals, and collaborative arts projects. Media collaboration. Collaborative media initiatives can promote balanced narratives and counteract misinformation. Joint media projects, documentaries, and cross-cultural journalism can contribute to a more nuanced understanding of different perspectives. Language and education initiatives. Promoting language learning and educational exchanges can enhance cross-cultural communication. Scholarships, educational partnerships, and language programs can help bridge cultural divides. Building resilient societies. Building resilient societies involves addressing social and economic inequalities and fostering inclusive growth. Inclusive economic policies. Policies aimed at reducing income inequality and promoting social inclusion can help build more resilient societies. This includes investing in education, healthcare, and social safety nets. Community engagement. Encouraging community engagement and participation in governance can strengthen social cohesion. This involves supporting civil society organizations, promoting grassroots initiatives, and ensuring inclusive decision-making processes. Sustainable Development Goals. Aligning national development strategies with the United Nations. Sustainable development goals can help address global challenges such as poverty, inequality, and climate change. Collaborative efforts towards achieving these goals can foster global solidarity and cooperation. Conclusion. The potential cessation of trade between BRICS and NATO presents a complex and multifaceted challenge with far-reaching implications for the global economic and geopolitical landscape. While such a move could accelerate the shift towards a multipolar world, it also poses significant risks of economic disruption, geopolitical instability, and societal fragmentation. However, through strategic economic diversification, technological innovation, enhanced diplomatic engagement, and cultural diplomacy, nations can navigate these challenges and build a more resilient and cooperative global order. The future trajectory of BRICS and NATO relations will significantly shape the global balance of power. Whether this leads to a more fragmented or cooperative world will depend on the strategies adopted by these blocs and their willingness to engage in constructive dialogue and collaboration. By addressing underlying tensions, fostering mutual understanding, and pursuing inclusive growth, there is potential to create a more balanced and resilient global order that benefits all nations.